This is Bart Sharp with greater consciousness through emotional transformation. I was working with a client the other day who had this resentment towards this other person, and it just kept coming up. It was a woman he really liked, and he wanted to be closer to her, and she was yet aloof. And, he was still attracted to her, and he couldn't understand why. And one of the things that really irritated him about this woman is that she would always correct him. She would have the answers to his emotional issues. And this person was highly irritated with that because he really felt like he was secure in himself and to know his emotional issues. So when we were exploring this, we went through 3 questions. The first question is that when you talk about her in this situation, where do you feel it in your body? And the second question was, who is this related to, your mother or your father? And what age are we bringing up in this stimulation of this story? So what came up is that when he talked about her, there was this intense, uncomfortable feeling in the front part of his solar plexus. And it was related to his father. And it seemed like it read, we did muscle testing on this, at 8 years old. So as we tested with applied kinesiology, we could feel that it was his father and the age. And yet when we just, tune into our body where it feels uncomfortable, when we tell a story, that tells us the emotional memory of what that was. And this is a great example of how resentments and anger work. He was irritated from somebody in the present moment of a relationship that he found important. And it stimulated things from his past. And between the present tense anxieties and angers and pressures multiplied by the things that happened in his past made the resentment much bigger than it actually was. So, the next step with this is that we really started exploring about what it was like with his father. And yes, his father would give him advice, but it really came down to he really wasn't wanting the advice from his father. He was wanting the love from his father, something of an unconditional relationship of acceptance and approval and just support. And of course what the father offered is, you shouldn't have done it this way, you need to do it this way, which is exactly what the girl was doing in his life, and that's why he was so triggered by her. 2 things compiled together. And once we were able to get clear on that, the solar plexus and that energy became much less intense and it relaxed. Of course, we did energetic clearings to clear that away from the past, and then all of a sudden the girl wasn't such a big deal, and he understood exactly why he was attracted to her as well. So the solar plexus holds a lot of that tension that is happening right now. And when we feel into that and start to see what emotions relating to it and who is it related to from our past, we can get a real fast insight about our energetic dynamics in our emotional world. So this is Bart Sharp with greater consciousness through emotional transformation, saying, listen to your body. It will give you all the answers.